Neop, Mao, Neop, Mao, la 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 la, Mao, la 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 la, Mao, Neop, Mao, la 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 la.
But we know yours work.
La.
But we know yours work. Yep, there we go. Well, alrighty then, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to Pokemon Scarlet. I am here with NBC.
It's raining on my end.
We are back here with NBC Mekachu.
You're not gonna acknowledge my Gothitelle?
I noticed it, yeah.
But yeah, this is a party member I had from Pokemon Black.
Oh, specifically from Pokemon Black. Wow.
And this was one of the many Pokemon that I originally did not have a nickname for, and I discovered that I could nickname it. So I made the decision of nicknaming this Gothitelle Gwen, in reference to the character from Total Drama.
Ah, okay, I get you.
Okay, so now it's raining on your end.
Yep. So apologize for not streaming yesterday. I was just wore out. I needed the extra sleep. But I feel better now. So anyway, NBC Mech has got a number of stuff for us to see on Discord.
I thought I told you to call me just Mech for short.
Sorry. But what the frick have we got here? We don't use that word on Barbie.com. I'm slightly confused, but okay. Okay. That bear is just messed up right now. Pikmin 4 spoilers.
You are straight. And I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or in any other fancy way. I'm straight. Not too fond of gay people.
This was my first introduction to the main antagonist of the Puss in Boots movie.
Okay.
Of course, it's reworked.
Yeah. It is definitely reworked it, but it's like I'm just still remembering the first time I saw him. I was just like, boy, do they know how to make him scary these days. What was so funny was that there was one time I was looking through Twitter and I saw it had someone that actually just posted just him whistling, and I was listening to it because I was so fascinated by it, and Daniel was like, "Oh, I thought that was actually him coming into the apartment." I'm like, no. If he did, we'd all be screwed.
Hang on, I'm gonna do something real quick.
Okay. Sorry, Daniel.
Hasta la muerte.
Coming soon to theater near your mom. No, here we go.
Now who's gonna stop me?
Hey, this is James. This is how you drive a car.
Hang on.
Now who's gonna stop me?
Hey, this is James. This is how you drive a car.
Oh gosh. Okay, so
Well, I was thinking maybe the screen for Discord could be a bit zoomed out, so that way when you close up on the images, it's not cropped like it is right now.
there's really no way to zoom out of it except for changing the screen entirely. Because, I mean, here's the thing. This is what you see, but I was trying to zoom into it to where I can get an idea of what it was actually showing. And I'm not
I
getting it.
know. I'm talking about like on the stream side.
What do you mean on the stream side? I'm confused.
You have Discord cropped.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you zoom in on something, it doesn't show the full zoomed image on the stream.
Right. Because I don't want people to just kind of hop into whatever Discord chat there is. You know what I mean?
This server is privately owned.
I'm just saying, you know? Out of respect.
Okay.
Anyways. What was I supposed to get out of this?
It was just a funny image of Toxtricity's head on Mirror B's legs.
Oh, okay. Because I was still confused. Okay, it was backwards, but it has Mega Man music. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the cat's like, Mamma Mia, help me out here! We have an Arby's.
Chicken.
No, that was fries. Wait, what happened?
Chicken fries exist, you know.
What happened to the screen? Just flat out disappeared. And I've seen this one. Staticky. Well, that was a quick journey. Waking up to the music. Okay. That's a weird cat noise.
It's sped up.
If you want to be a good grandpa, you have to show proper teeth. If you want to be a good grandpa, you have to show proper teeth.
Oh gosh, that's funny. Oh no.
And to end it off, I think this will be the last I have posted before we just continue with the adventure.
Alright. Yoda's
Fuck the
me.
Jedi Code. Minigun, bitch.
The day Yoda actually says those words will be a terrifying day indeed.
You might say them as a spirit.
Yeah, that is true.
Wait, why'd you...
Oh, I thought you
I
said that
wa-
was the last one.
I was talking about, like, the last ones for what I was gonna post for the time being.
Okay, I got you now.
The end of the match is not a foregone conclusion. In spite of these scores you see here, we'll get rid of those scores right now. We will, of course, add them to whatever the...
Hey, Brad's score's still on there.
It's gotten to be that kind of competition, hasn't it?
Gosh! Gosh, that's oh my gosh, that's the thickest burn I've seen.
Gonna cruise the island, that's something you should know. There ain't no island, you're gonna get thrown.
Okay.
Hey, you want to see something cool? Hey, you want to see something cool?
Blew up.
Dude, Rigby, this shit bussin', yeah. Sheesh. Whoa!
Hey, can you guys shut the fuck up?
Alright, questions for guys, part 1. Do you like tall girls or short girls?
Men.
What do you say?
Alright, questions for guys, part 1. Do you like tall girls or short girls?
Men.
Okay. I'll tell you why. Because people will do whatever happens in the microwave commercials immediately. That's why you don't see microwave commercials. Inside you, there are 2 wolves.
Thought it'd be best to end with a Goobus video.
Inside you, there are 2 wolves. We're going to have to operate. That is not normal.
No, you can't take them from me. They're my best friends.
Yeah, you say that now, but tell that to the guy who has a single elephant inside him.
Oh my god, he's in pure agony.
Oh, if you think it's bad now, it gets real nasty when the elephant blows his trunk.
Are you gonna be okay, Chris?
It just... Every second of that, I had a prediction of what it might have been. Was nothing compared to what I just saw now.
What was your prediction?
It's like, inside you there are 2 wolves, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, this could be very odd, and I was not expecting him to actually swallow 2 wolves. And then to see someone saying, yeah, tell that to the guy that has an elephant inside him. And it's like, oh, God. Okay. Whew.
Alright, so previously we took on 2 more gyms, and yeah, I think that was it in the last stream. The one before that, we took on the poison type squad for Team Star. This time, I figured that it'd be a good idea for you to finish up the remaining 3 type affiliated locations.
Yeah.
So that way, not only can we take and finish off the rest of Team Starfall for the storyline, but also get you to the point where you can go take on the Pokemon League.
Correct. And I was actually looking because I actually got the typage thing and everything like that. And from what I've gathered, because I was thinking about using Dragonite, the one that we caught, the one that's level 75.
Yeah.
But it's like, even if we did beat the gym to get the badge, technically Dragonite would not be effective for the other 2 places. One of them being Fairy type, which is weak against the Fairy. Secondly, Fighting type, which has no weakness to Dragon whatsoever.
But it does have a weakness to flying.
And Dragonite's part Dragon Lion. Didn't think of that part. Okay, so we're gonna go for the gym first, right?
Yep. First things first, we follow this way. Because I also want to help you with getting a specific landmark.
Okay.
Wait, where are you going?
That's what I was asking. Where are you going? You just jumped. And I was following you to where you jumped.
That wasn't anywhere close to where I jumped. Also, how am I holding on?
You're holding on to a flag, which I guess is an actual object to grab onto.
I look like I'm defying the laws of gravity.
I see that now. I see it. If
you can do this too, you know.
Yeah, Yep, we are defying gravity. What are we grabbing onto? It should not happen, yet here we are.
I'm floating!
Part of it could be because of the fact that our paw is grabbing onto the one pole, but I digress.
No, I'm not even grabbing a thing.
Yeah, you're just literally in mid-air. Whatever there is to grab on, it does not match with the object in question.
Alright.
Hang on.
Oop.
It thinks that there's a pole here.
There's also a gimme ghoul.
Yeah, I already grabbed it. If I don't...
Wait, did you?
Yeah, I already did.
Okay, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I just happened to saw it on top of the desk and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay.
Wait, were those desks?
I believe those are supposed to be school desks. If they are not, they are definitely something unusual.
Oh my god, I never noticed that. I just thought that they were like, I don't know, like the inside of like cardboard boxes.
I mean, the top of it definitely makes it look that way, but the closer you look, you see what looks like metal legs, and those I can only assume are what used to be old school school desks. I don't know what they use nowadays, but that's what they used to look like.
And they're still made of metal.
Yep.
Anyways, enough distractions. Let's get back to what we were doing.
Yep. Which was me following you as best as possible. Which at this point should not be hard at all. It's just a matter of if I keep my eyes off of you.
We need to head over to the highest point in Paldea.
Which is?
I'm pointing to it.
The snowy mountain or this mountain?
The snowy mountain.
Okay.
One of the 10 landmarks of Paldea is the highest peak of the region.
Okay. I have the high ground.
Do you?
I thought I did. Apparently I was proven wrong.
We could take a shortcut through the Dark Squad.
Okie dokie. Especially since they're gone now.
Well, most of them.
Yeah.
I didn't even see where you landed.
Right here.
Oh, fun fact. In regards to this place, after the quest has been fulfilled, you can actually, at any point, rematch the Team Star captains.
Ah, do they have a full team or something, or...?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. May do that just for fun.
I have never done this myself.
You never done it?
No.
Huh. I mean, at this point, since I'm building up a team and everything like that, might as well... Oh, okay. I was just thinking, I was like, what is that? And it's like I couldn't tell what it was, but...
It's an Axew.
Yeah, I already got that one. Unless it's Chris...
Do you have a Haxorus?
I got its evolved form, but I don't have the fully evolved form yet.
Oh, by the way, I just realized something that could have been done without the need of me trading with you.
What's that?
But it required you to catch a Pokemon known as Pincurchin.
Okay.
In the town where you fought the Electric-type gym leader, there's a person that will trade you a if you trade them a Pincurchin, you get a Haunter back in return. Instant Gengar.
Ooh. That's interesting. And it involves catching a
Pincurchin. It's Pincushion and Urchin.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Okay, okay. You know, I don't know if I did catch that or not. I did see one, but I don't remember if I caught it or not. Also, what is that supposed to be?
Well, you can look into your Pokedex.
Or I could look at my box. Whichever comes first.
Pokedex would be more reliable.
I mean, in terms of catching is what I'm referring to. Because I don't know if it's still in there or not.
You probably haven't.
Okay, well, let's look at the Pokedex then. Alright, what number would it be under?
Alright, let me just pull up the pages. Let's see, Paldea Pokedex. Pincurchin is number 321.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, this has to be a coincidence. It's my least favorite Pokemon, but I appreciate the unintended pun.
What's that?
You know the Pokemon Ice-Q?
Yeah.
It's right next to Pincurchin in the Pokedex at number 320. So if you were to go backwards, it's 3, 2, 1, penguins.
Ow. Just ow. Also, I do have him.
Oh, okay.
So that's nice to know. Ooh, another one. Just curious as to see which one this is. Ooh, Ursa Ring. I got a Teddy Ursa, but I do not have an Ursa Ring. Slightly distracted, I know. Isn't flying normal? Or normal flying?
It's... As the Terra type, it's only one type. In this case, flying.
Okay. There we go. Now we can catch it. Okay, let's see. Ultra Ball. What are you battling?
A fracture.
Okay. Oh, someone tells me this Earth Ring is going to cause me trouble now. Or not.
Ursaring, the hibernation Pokemon. and the evolved form of Teddy Ursa. Oh wait, it's the Hibernator Pokemon, my bad. It usually wears a hardened expression, but when licking up honey, which it loves, the joy it feels will cause it to break into a wide grin.
That'd be interesting to see. Yes, I hear you, MJ.
Wait, you don't know the way I got into a battle with an Axew.
We're about to enter
No, let me go! You may as well take on that trainer too while you're at it.
Alright.
Gives me a chance to catch up.
Okay, I was catching a few items here and there.
Ooh, a Snom. This is Blackcross's crystal.
Of course. Dragon trainer, huh? Oh, that's a cute little thing right there.
That's the middle stage of the pseudo-legendary.
Ah, okay. I wish some of these later trainers had more than just one Pokemon. So we about ready to continue upward again?
Yeah.
Oh, the icy winds calmed down.
He quoted Demo Man from Team Fortress.
Who did?
The black belt.
Oh!
Oh wait, never mind, it's Kapow, not Kaboom!
Yeah, that's completely different.
Whoa, that is a... Look at the size of these Sneasel compared to each other.
Yeah, there's quite a variety of sizes there.
Now we take to the ice.
Yep. I did not see you there because of how tiny you are.
Oh, and you haven't caught in the Snom yet.
Not yet. That will soon change.
This thing requires you to have max happiness at night.
Of course it would have something crucial as that. Cotton.
Snom, the worm Pokemon. It eats snow that is accumulated on the ground. It prefers soft, freshly fallen snow, so it will eat its way up to a mountain aiming for the peak.
Thus where we're at. Thankfully we've caught the Frostmoth, so that definitely helps.
Okay,
There we go. And we just need to head upward still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. You can do it.
How's the weather down there?
Bridget, how's your, neck of the woods up there?
Well, there isn't really any trees to make a woods. But yeah, just keep climbing up.
That's the plan. Come on, you can do it.
Come on. And for your reward, at the top, you see a sign.
Trying to get up there, but it's... Here we go. One of the 10 sites of Paldea. And a gimme ghoul. Also, you are looking at me ferociously.
That's just how Cryogonal do.
Come on. Face me!
Okay. Remember to hit ZL at it?
Oh, right.
To lock on. And then press ZR.
There we go. That's better. You're only at level 36 and we're this high up. Should have had Bernadette at the start of the team. This is literally the Pokemon for me to use whenever catching certain Pokemon. Depending if they're Ghost or not. Which this isn't Ghost, is it?
No, it's pure Ice type.
Good. Just wanted to make certain. At least the catch rates are better now.
For now.
Yeah, that may change.
Cryogonal, the crystallizing Pokemon. Cryogonal appear during cold seasons. It is said that people of Pokemon who die on snowy mountains are reborn into these Pokemon. Alright, now the time to go back down the hill.
Yep.
So you can take on your final gym challenge.
Whee!
Oh yeah, I think there might be something behind the building. I mean, I've already gotten it, but there might be something still for you.
Yep, there's an item.
There's the terrace shards.
Okay. Here's another item here.
I kind of wish they made this look like a Snorlax.
Oh, the snowman?
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. But there's no Snorlax in this, game, is there?
Not until the DLC.
Of course. Which, when is the first DLC comes out?
We just know it's a fall release.
And that could be any time between October to December.
I mean, hey, we ended up having the announcement for Pokemon Home being compatible for Scarlet and Violet be announced for a spring release, and they waited all the way until the end of May to give it to us.
Youch.
I'm not even gonna try with the voices on this one. Black Cross. It's finally time for your last gym, right? I heard from Rika. But I'm 0% worried about you. I know you got this. Even La Primera seems like she wants to keep an eye on you. Maybe I'll go find her so we could cheer you on together when you battle the gym leader. So go have a battle that's fruitful for you and for the crowd. Also, hey, look, it's a snow runt. Do you like it better outside?
You know, that's a good question to ask. Considering it's normally found in snowy areas. Alright then, so I'm curious as to what the gym test is going to be today.
Welcome to the Glaciato Gym. Let me register you as a challenger. Your name is Blackcross, yes? Great. Now, in order to face gym leader Grusha, you'll first need to pass the gym test. Here at Glaciato Gym, that means doing the snow slope run. Riding a Pokemon down a designated course and trying to reach the goal within the time limit. So, to start your test, just head out of the gym and go up to the slope to your left. We'll fill you in on the details. Now get out there and have fun.
Someone told me it has something to do with sledding.
Oh hey, I didn't even notice it was a bear tick.
Yeah, I just saw it too. And I take it this is the guy we talked to about the slope? Yep.
Hey there, I've been waiting for you. This is where the snow slope run starts. Your task is to ride a Pokemon all the way down this course, like a slippery, slidey nature trail. I realize I'm sounding like Wilt from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Reach the finish line within the target time, and you will have passed the test. So, ready to attempt the gym test by taking on the snow slope run?
Sure.
Let's get this test started then. Enjoy the Winter Wonderland on your way down. Okay, so there's an interesting tidbit regarding this. So you ride either Koraidon or Miraidon based on the version that you were playing.
Right.
And these guys could show up shiny sometimes in this mini game.
Huh. Oh wow, we're actually sliding. Okay, still got it technically.
No, you didn't.
Not tipping over the flag counts.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we might have failed this.
No, it needs to be within the specific time set.
Oh, okay. I thought we had to go through all the checkpoints. That was actually pretty easy.
Congratulations on completing the run. That was some of the best sliding I've ever seen. Almost like seeing Grusha in his prime again. I'm now starting to sound like Hugh Neutron from Jimmy Neutron.
He's just all over the place.
Oh, you obviously passed the gym test with flying colors. Let's go to the receptionist now. You don't need to worry about riding the Pokemon, you could just fall off.
Well, I did, but it wouldn't let me.
No, you can.
If we ever get a chance to try it again, we'll try it.
Great show on the slope. Great show on the slopes, Bycross. You finished the snow slope run no problem. And you know what that means? You've cleared the gym test. Way to go! You've earned the right to challenge the gym leader. Best of luck. Would you like to take on the gym leader Grusha himself, the Sub-Zero Shredder?
Yep.
Very well. Allow me to show you to the battle court. You are voicing as him.
Okay.
I have had an overdominance when it came to voice acting. I kind of want to even the load.
That's fine.
Hi, Satato.
There you are. I'm freezing. I take it you're a challenger? My name's Grusha. I'm a snowboarder. Used to be pro, actually. Now I'm a gym leader. I saw you on the slopes. Your skills. Yeah, they were pretty cool. But don't let that go to your head. Winter mountains are dangerous. They can throw your life right off course. Easy as that. Same thing with Pokemon battles, really. It's always the most dangerous when you're just starting to get the hang of things. Today's not a great day to face me, you know? You're better off giving up. You sure you want to battle me? Good gosh! You bet I am! Still trying to act cool, huh? That's too bad. Well, this is my job now, so don't take what I'm about to do personally. I've got 2 fire types. I think I'm good.
And you have a steel type.
Yeah, that's also true, too. Get ready to feel the icy bite of reality.
His team starts off with Frostmoth, level 47, with the moves Blizzard, Bug Buzz, and Tailwind.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Not my fault if you get overwhelmed. It's not my fault if you get overcharged.
Okay, I forgot to mention it also has Shield Dust for its ability.
Yeah.
Beartick, level 47, Snowcloak for its ability, with the moves Earthquake, Icicle Crash, and Aqua Jet.
And it fell too.
Titan, level 47, Thick Fat for its ability, with the moves Ice Spinner, Liquidation, and Ice Shard.
Ooh, that one actually hanged on.
So Titan is known for being kind of bulky, from what I remember.
Oh, that's good. Oh, very bulky, apparently.
Wait a minute. Yeah, we're seeing the move. We're seeing the ability Thick Fat in action. It helps it with defense, I believe. Altaria, level 48, Natural Cure for its ability, with the moves Ice Beam, Dragon Pulse, Moon Blast, and Hurricane.
Nah, we'll let him finish it off. You're not just talk, I see, but you're still one false step to a steep fall. Battles are like mountains in winter. The situation can change in a heartbeat. Then let this beat change the scales. Arnold got to show off a little bit.
Not bad for his first real battle.
Yep. You melted straight through my ice.
So just going off of looks, what gender would you say Grusha is?
At first I thought it was female, but I know it's a male, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That burning passion
Twitter, when
you
they
have.
found out that he was a dude, a lot of people were like, it's okay. If it's alright to be gay. Because a lot of people were simping over him.
I can see that. You strive for the future, no matter what challenges you face. Just like how I used to be. Oh, never mind. I should give you your gym badge. Huh? You want a photo together to commemorate your win? Come on, that's so uncool. I don't usually do that sort of thing, but... Okay, fine. Special occasion.
You look so uncomfortable.
Yeah, the scarf definitely proves of it. With 8 gym badges, you should be able to catch Pokemon of any level. They'll also listen to every word you say, whether it's cool or not. Which is convenient because of our Dragonite.
Yep.
Oh, and before I forget, you should take this too. Should be a lot more useful than some silly photo of you and me. Feel free to stop by again, if you don't mind the cold, that is.
Now we will be going back all the way to the highest peak. You should be able to just fly there, but, you know.
Oh, well, guess who's here?
Blackcross! Armor Rouge! You did it! Ah, I'm so happy for you! This is the best! I know I said I wasn't worried, but my heart was still pounding the whole time. Most impressive, Blackcross. A shining display of talent, I must admit. Seriously! Pat yourself on the back! You beat every single gym! Which means... Indeed. Now that you've gathered 8 gym badges, all that's left is to take on the Pokemon League. I hope you stand alongside Nemona as a fellow champion. Head to the Pokemon League. That is where you could take on the champion assessment.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, hurry up and get to my rank. I'm itching for a battle of equals. I've gotta take the time while you're facing the Pokemon League to fine-tune my Pokemon's moves and revamp all of my tactics. Well, good luck! And wish me luck too!
I just realized the Moist Critical Hikers with the bear.
Yep.
It's unusual for me to see her so excited. Though perhaps not for you. She must really be happy that she finally has a friend who can keep the pace with her own talents. That's a special kind of strength that can only be reached by competing with a good rival. M2, stop messing with my legs. Count me among those eager to see how far you two can go. In any case, I'll be waiting for you at the Pokemon League, northwest of Mesagosa.
But first things first, we have 2 other places that we must go to. And you first said to go up here to the peak, right?
Yeah, but first, before you fly to where I'm at, get off Koraidon. And now walk over to that edge that you almost fell off before. Now do it again.
What the? Oh, the phone. Okay, yeah, you were right. I could fall off. It just glitched up for a little bit, I guess.
No, you just... That always does that as a precautionary measure. That way, if...
Okay.
It makes sure that you aren't wanting to do that deliberately.
Okay, I gotcha. That makes sense. Alright. So, let's see. This is
We follow the river.
The river? Oh, I see the river. Hello.
Your face is just stuck in the wall. Well, on mine end it is anyway.
Okay, so along the river, right?
Yeah. You could just slide down.
Or fall down.
Wait for me! You don't know the way!
You were nowhere to be seen, Psyduck.
Armor Rouge is...
Yeah, he was kind of floating.
And now I'm stuck in a battle of my own.
And your Tinkaton is just submerged.
That was me with Arnold on your end. Ah, Magikarp! Leave me alone!
I'm about to say, this Psyduck looks like he's been through some trouble.
Nah, he's just sleeping. Hi, Houndstone.
Let's see. Will you withstand it? The answer was no.
Nope.
This is your crystal. Almost got triggered by a Psyduck there. Okay, interesting. This one's a ground type. Or is it rock?
Rock.
Rock type, okay. Which...
Okay,
Rock. Just want to refresh my memory on typage. Since I've got the list now. Let's see. Rock.
Rock is weak to grass, water, ground, and fighting.
Nah, let's Midas have a turn. He hasn't had a chance to shine yet. It's like I wanted him on my team, so... It's like at first I was about to go with Rosita, but it's like, no, we need to have Midas show up a little bit too.
So then, I guess your team right now would be Rosita, Jumba, Arnold, and Midas.
With Bernadette and,
Bernadette's only there for helping you out with capturing Pokemon.
That's true. That's all she's been for so far. And then, of course, we have Mindy.
Oh yeah, Mindy as well. So yeah, I think the team right now just consists of Rosita, Jumba, Arnold, Mindy, Midas, and Dragonite.
Not my turn to be stunned or paralyzed.
Remember, you can terrastalize. Okay, helping hand on you.
If it doesn't die within the first...
It looks like it's swimming. Okay, we got some nuggets from that. Some rock Terra shards. Surskit syrup. An EXP candy L. And a couple of EXP candy M's.
Not bad.
Masquerain, the eyeball Pokemon, a bug and flying type, and the evolved form of Surskit. It flaps its 4 wings to hover and fly freely in any direction, to and fro and sideways.
Still have to catch a Surskit. Wherever I could find one, that is, per se.
You can find one at the very beginning portion of your journey. Ooh, an icy rock.
Ooh! Hello.
Yeah, that's the pseudo-legendary. A dark type?
Alright, so now we need to switch over to Bernadette. Well, actually, since it's Terra, it wouldn't have mattered. I don't know what I was thinking.
That and Dark is strong against Ghost.
There we go. And caught it.
Frigivax, the ice fin Pokemon. Frigivax absorbs heat through the dorsal fin and converts it in its bleh. Frigivax absorbs heat through its dorsal fin and converts the heat into ice energy. The higher the temperature, the more energy Frigivax stores.
Huh, interesting.
North Providence, Area 1. Earth Power.
Okay.
Another one of my crystals.
Okay, cool. What's this one? Flying. Yeah, which one would be good for this one? Is flying... I know which one it is, but is it like mostly ground?
It's normally a ice fighting type.
Ice fighting, but it's ice fighting flying.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So the
Electric,
weakness
ice.
doesn't carry over for the other two types. Hence why I said that it's got the, every Terra type is singular.
Well, Jumpa might be good.
So if you have an electric fighting type, for instance, in this case, Jumba, you end up, in that case, when you terrestrialize it to become pure electric, you only have the ground type weakness.
Right.
But you still have fighting type stab.
Yeah.
Which is short for a same type attack bonus.
But I was also looking as well, at the, stat thing. And unless I'm mistaken, which... Okay, never mind, yeah. There's a difference between ground and rock. I need to remember that. Why do I keep pairing the two as the same? They're different.
Yeah.
But electric fighting should help regardless, I think.
I mean, it doesn't help that the trading card game lumps the two of them together.
Yeah. It definitely throws me off badly.
As we have seen.
Yeah. Me putting, frickin', fighting, thinking that it was strong against electric.
And it definitely explains why at the very beginning you were talking about having, like, the neutral, the ineffective, and the super effective, because you were going off the trading card game logic.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it kind of carried over for me throughout the first couple of games. Not like since Sword and Shield and stuff, but like since like 1 through 4, that same logic kind of carried through in a way.
1 through 4?
1 through 4 generations.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Because after, let's see, it was Pearl and Platinum that I played. Then
Not
I was...
Diamond?
Daniel had Diamond.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, for every Pokemon generation, whatever game I wanted, Daniel got the other one, so we could trade off Pokemons and stuff like that. That's how we did it. But, since, that particular generation, I hadn't been in Pokemon for a couple of generations, and then, Sword and
this one gives off a star piece.
Ooh, okay. But then Sword and Shield was like the first legit Pokemon generation that I got back into. So, from there, that's, let's see, 5, 6, 7...
You missed 3 generations.
Yeah, 3 generations in total that I missed out on. So technically I'm like 3 generations behind of Pokemon, as most people call Pokemon logic. Which is completely different than what I remember.
Crabominable, the woolly crab Pokemon, and the evolved form of Crabrawler. The detached pincers of these Pokemon are delicious. Some trainers bring Lechonk into the mountains just to search for them.
That would explain why he used it.
Also, I just realized that Crabominable's right pincer, our left, is being clipped off.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? That is odd. But yeah, that would explain why Kofu uses that one.
Yeah.
That would make so much sense, especially how he acts. That explains it, actually, in all honesty. I thought it was just because he was a crab and it made sense for seafood purposes. But no, it makes sense just because of the text alone.
It's also kind of weird that a Pokemon that is very much aquatic evolves from one that very much isn't. Coconut crabs, like I believe they only exist in the water in their infancy, and then afterward they are strictly land-based.
Huh. Sort of like a, well, this is going to be stupid of me saying this out loud, but I'm going to go ahead and just say it. Sort of like a duck.
You care to elaborate? Also, hey, Vaporeon!
Where? Ah, mine!
Oh, I just remembered, I forget if Daniel told you this joke or not, but I thought I'd mention it.
Go ahead.
What's a bird's favorite explosive?
Good question. What is the bird's favorite, explosive?
Mine?
Oh, that's funny.
I told that to my friends in a call last night, and one of their answers was Seed 4.
That's a good one, admittedly. That is a good one.
Yeah, that is a good comeback, even if it wasn't the answer I was looking for.
I mean, technically, Vaporeon is a water type, right? So why isn't...
What do you mean, technically?
Why isn't the dive ball working?
Because Pokeballs do not work as they should in this game. We've been over this.
I know we've been over this, but I can't help but logic tacking all this. It's like, come on already, work.
Netballs are also useful against Pokemon that are of the water type, and yet they don't work. In this game, they have the same amount of accuracy as a stock standard Pokeball. Everything does.
Oh, Lord Almighty. You know, remember how... Okay, remember how... I wouldn't say you were arguing, but in a way you kind of was, about the catch rate on Legends Arceus? At least you were catching Pokemon! At least we could say that! You were catching Pokemon! Versus whatever this game...
battling them!
Yeah! Versus whatever this game's having me to deal with! Like, like I'm trying to capture Pokemon, and all this game's trying to do is get me slowly. Either way. Get in the ball. Thank you. At least I don't have to worry about Vaporeon now.
One down, 7 to go. Vaporeon, the Bubble Jet Pokemon, and the evolved form of Eevee. It lives close to the water. Go figure.
Oh, yeah.
Its long tail is rigid with a fin, which is often mistaken for a mermaid's.
I can see that. I wouldn't mind actually putting together an Eevee team once I get around to that point.
Alright, now if we head along this way, we should be...
If you don't get stopped by a Golduck.
Wait, is Ed in the water again?
Yes. Like, completely submerged. I mean, you're within ground level, so you're not completely submerged, but you're like, or at least in Ed's case, halfway up. Well,
Gigaton Hammer!
Not half, but chin high. Oh! Up. Well, I haven't caught this one. Might as well. If it doesn't die, that is.
Level 51. Remember, Bernadette has False Swipe. There's a Gimme Ghoul on this rock.
Nice.
Excuse me. But yeah, you just had the only guaranteed way a Pokeball will work happen. Kilowattrel, the frigate bird Pokemon, and the evolved form of Wattrel. Kilowattrel inflates its throat sac to amplify its electricity. By riding the wind, this Pokemon can fly over 430 miles in a day.
Oof. 430. That's a long flight. Oh, I definitely want to get that.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, don't!
There we go. Got triggered into another battle.
I was kind of wanting to do something silly. Wugtrio, the garden eel Pokemon, and the evolved form of Wiglet. It has a vicious temperament, contrary to what its appearance may suggest. It wraps its long bodies around prey, then drags the prey into its den.
Okay, well, I didn't want to nickname it.
It's a girl.
Huh.
Also, just based on the colors, get rid of the eyes.
I'd rather not go any further.
It's literally just that game.
Yep. Alright,
But yeah, if I recall correctly, Ice-Q should have been spotted around here. Oh, hi, Clawitzer.
Might as well. Because I don't think I've got you. I missed something. What did I miss?
Rosita drowned!
Oh dear! Rosita's above water for me, but yeek.
Hang on, I'll switch out into a Pokemon real quick that isn't guaranteed to just stay in the water.
Let's see.
Oh shit, I don't think you have either of these.
Okay, well, Bernadette's gonna have to come out eventually. There it goes.
There's like 3 Pokemon here that you do not have.
Well, I've caught a Cloyster. That much I did catch.
Clawitzer, the Howitzer Pokemon, and the evolved form of Clauncher. It can move through the water at a speed of 60 knots by using gas inside its body to expel water from the back of its claw.
Oof. Powerful
Okay.
gas there.
Which one do you want here? Ice Cube or Alola?
I haven't got either one. So,
I just know that Ice Cube is a version exclusive.
Okay, I guess I'll get this one.
This is the one I was saying that would have been 3-2-1 Penguins.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, there's a Clawitzer right here. Let me see if I can get it to attack me. Preferably within your field of view.
Well, got it.
Ice Cube, the penguin Pokemon. On hot days, these Pokemon press their Ice Cube heads together and pass the time cooling each other down.
Huh. Interesting. I mean, that makes sense.
Okay, now you can take on the Alola. And watch as I encounter this Ice Cube here.
Went straight down to the abyss!
That's what happened to Rosita!
I could just imagine it straight to the depths with Davy Jones with ya, matey! Oh, that's funny. I see now what you saw, and that's hilarious. It just goes whoop.
Also, hey, you get to see what Ice Cube looks like without the head being that way.
Yeah, I've seen it once.
Alola, the caring Pokemon. It gently holds injured and weak Pokemon in its fins. Its special membranes heals their wounds.
Huh. So a fish-like Chansey.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh, hey, there's a Scarlet over here.
I think I've got that. Yeah, I've
no,
got
you got Dragalge.
Oh, there's 2 different ones?
Scarlet evolves into Dragalge.
It shows I've caught it.
Oh. I guess you have.
Well, goodbye.
Alright, enough battling here anyway. Let's get going.
Okie dokie. Lead the way. And I will do my best to follow thee.
We're coming up on the next camp.
Okay. And this one's the fairy type, right?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Don't go to shore.
Oh, right, because we have to be in the gate, wherever
Actually, I think the gate might actually be in the area you were trying to go.
Okay, so I was going the right way.
There's another Eevee.
2 Eevee catches in one day. I'm having a good day.
Fun fact, Sylveon's the tallest evolution out of them all.
Do what?
Sylveon is by far the tallest evolution for Eevee out of all of them.
I thought it was strange of how it was slightly bigger than the rest. Like, I never caught on specifically, but I thought it was like... It may be me, but I feel like it's slightly bigger. It wasn't just me then. It is the tallest then.
We got a Floette watching us.
Yeah!
And a Vivian?
Wow, everyone's just watching this fight. They're like, it ain't gonna end well. It certainly ain't gonna end well, that's for sure.
That one gave me 9 Eevee fur. And like I said, the colors of Floette have their own dex entries, separate from each other.
Huh. We might as well have you out. Didn't really want to put in a dusk ball, but at this point...
I mean, it is nighttime.
Yeah, it is nighttime. That's my only way of catching it. The easy way.
The Eevee way?
That's cute. I like that. The Eevee way.
Sylveon, the intertwining Pokemon, and the evolved form of Eevee. This Pokemon uses its ribbon-like feelers to send a soothing aura to its opponents, erasing their hostility.
Man, imagine if we could get all the other Eevees just from this stream alone. I doubt it, but that'd be cool.
I might be able to help you locate them.
Mech's like, we can make that a thing.
See? Whenever this Pokemon finds flowering plants that are withering, it will bring them back to its territory and care for them until they are healthy.
Huh. And you said these things also have different dex entry as well?
Yeah. However, unless you have connections to Pokemon Go, you will not be encountering any of the others.
That doesn't bother me as badly. Oh, good gosh.
It's because Bug's strong against Psychic. Slowking is a Psychic type.
That's true. Probably should go to the Pokemon Center at this rate, huh?
Or you could auto-heal.
Yeah, but I mean in terms of like, my other down Pokemon. Because I know
there should be a center close by here, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know I saw it not too long ago. And there's Clive.
Black Cross. Operation Starfall is going well, wouldn't you say? Only 2 bosses left now. That whole experience has been an eye-opener, to say the least. I'm glad I could take part.
But I'm curious, Blackross. What do you think of this Cassiopeia?
Part of me thinks they're doing the right thing.
Is that so? Personally, I don't think Cassiopeia feels any hate or resentment toward Team Star. No, there must be some other reason behind Operation Starfall. But what could it be? Well, I'd best get back to keeping watch. Call for me when you decide to take on the base, okay?
Which will be shortly after I recover my Pokemon. But yeah, I've really grown to understand Team Starfall a little bit. Mostly because of my resentment against schools and stuff.
Carp. Carp.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Carp.
Alright. Oh wow, look at all of them. It's like looking at little tombstones. I mean, record, yes, the evolved form does have a tombstone, but you get the point. They are cute, though.
You want to see something? You want to see something kind of cool?
What's that?
You could actually battle them afterward. Well, you going to get one before they all despawn from me?
I think I caught one at least. Yeah, I caught one.
Okay.
I haven't caught its evolved form or got the deck
I
entry.
don't think it should be that far away from the level requirement at this point.
Okay. That's good then.
Oh hey, another Vaporeon!
Oh
it's
yeah.
in the water.
There it is.
It's surrounded by Golduck.
Gosh. Wait, what am I doing? Get on the... Wait, why not? There. Like, why can't I ride it?
Oh, get this. Every single time when you start the game, it starts you with it not being on Koraidon or Miraidon. And if you were in the water, it does exactly that, with you free falling into the water, only to get back on Koraidon and Miraidon again.
I will return later when it is time for the young master's piano lesson. Until then, please give him my regards. Yes, Mr.
Harrington.
Harrington. Hmm? And who might you be, young man? A friend of the young master, perhaps? Young master? Ah, I see. Since you seem unaware, I must inform you that this is the base of Team Star's very crew, the
Rookba
squad, led by young Master
Ortega.
You're gonna have to forgive me on these names. Mr. Harrington, I don't think we're supposed to be giving out that information. No? Then please accept my apologies. Do you have any idea as to who this young man might be? He's no friend of ours. You know, I think he might be here to try and take us on.
my advice to you for this would be to have Mindy out because
of steel
she
type.
has yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
my
Fairy
favorite.
is only weak to steel and poison.
Right. Understood. In that case, I'll take it you're an adversary of the young master. Yep, that's right. Is that so? Well then, that leaves me with one with one last thing to ask you. Huh? Would you be so kind as to indulge me in a quick battle? Sure, why not? Splendid. Then let us begin.
Charge.
There you are. Yeah, we'll switch out for Mindy. Sorry to do this to you. Oh, wow. It withstood that.
This is actually, I think, the first time I've listened to the song proper.
Really? Well, well. An outstanding performance. However, be aware that Master Ortega's battle prowess far surpasses my paltry skills.
Paltry.
That's not poultry.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Paltry. Paltry.
I'm thinking of poultry, like the chicken poultry.
Totally different words.
Okay. Paltry. You would do well to take care. Meanwhile, try to learn some proper English. Now, if you'll excuse me...
That is proper English.
Gosh. Hasta la vista. That gentlemanly guy used to be the director of the academy, I think. At least that's what I heard. Now, he's like tutoring the boss or something. He shows up here sometimes to take the boss to his lessons. Hang on. Why am I explaining this to you? There's no doubting you're here to make trouble, so I gotta go let everyone know. Hasta la vista!
Now, switch your Pokemon around before you take on the thing.
Right. I see the guard has been dealt with. Good job. That base belongs to Team Star Fairy Crew. The Rookbuck Squad. Their boss, Ortega, is the mechanic of the team. I thought that was mechanic.
I was gonna say, do you seriously not know how mechanic is spelled?
It's like, knowing how Ortega looks, I would not have thought of a mechanic. He may be the youngest of the bosses, but his battle skills are no joke. Joke? Joke. Underestimate him, and things will go south for you quickly. He's also a real lead from the back. He gets his grunts to do all the dirty work for him. But his weak point is his short fuse. Get him good and angry, and he'll march out of the front lines to deal with you himself. In terms of tactics, there's nothing else for it but to take down all the lackeys he sends your way. Just tough it out until Ortega shows up and go from there. Yep, ring the bell and all that stuff.
Ring the bell to get notifications.
Okay, let's see here.
Carp.
Mindy. Rosita and Midas should be fine, right?
Fairy is strong against dragon, fighting, and dark.
So Rosita, no. Gotcha.
I guess maybe because of general firepower, maybe have Dragonites on the team for this.
Because of his level? That would make sense.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure the Dragonite you caught was a girl.
For right now,
I'd say maybe swap out Jumba for the time being.
Yeah, Jumba for now. Meanwhile, let me just organize this a little bit.
Actually, though, what level is Jumba again?
62.
Yeah, I'd say your highest level Pokemon should be good.
So in other words,
swap.
Yeah.
Oh, and there goes Midas.
Should be in box 4 if I remember correctly. Yep. No.
That's Slow Bro.
Yeah, that's Slow Bro, not Slow King. Where did Midas go? There he is. Now,
You also, I think before you actually do this, you might want to organize your team box.
Yeah, because I did have it organized at one point.
But because you left it on the box that you were looking at, the Pokemon you were catching gone here.
Yeah. Let's see.
If you press the plus button, you could select multiple Pokemon at once. No, wait, not the plus button, the minus button.
Oh. There we go.
Okay, I was gonna say go to all boxes. With the Pokemon selected.
Okay, so let's try this again.
Okay, so minus. Let's just try it with 8 for this case. Or not.
There we go. So let's see.
No, don't go go back to all boxes.
Okay.
Go up to go back go to that one, and then just hit select.
Hit select? Yeah, okay.
Did you not carry the Pokemon over? What happened to them?
What do you mean?
I thought you were never mind.
Okay. There.
There, that's what I was trying to have you do.
Okay. Ugh. So let's see.
Ooh.
Okay. Then get these two to where that way I'll remember them. Then there we
You
go.
also might want to name your box so that way you have it guaranteed to be just your team box.
You can name the boxes?
Yeah, go over to box 8, the title, for instance, or I guess in this case box 32 because that's the one you actually want to name. And then hit.
Okay, change your name.
You could also change the wallpaper.
Okay. So let's see. If I can remember. There we go.
Remember, you can also hold down press down on the analog sticks to capitalize.
There we go.
And then the Y button to use for the space.
Team
U.
I was gonna say team usage, but I'm not even sure if that's the
I
word.
just have my boxes listed under my team.
That'd probably be better. What the f... Dadgummit. There we go. That makes it a little easier.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Alright, so let's see. We got Mindy, Dragonite, and Jumba.
Did you ever decide on a name for Dragonite?
Well... Hello? I couldn't see you!
That's kind of the case for Floette.
Buzz off. Ugh. Okay, so what were we gonna say? Dragonite's a female. I
might know of a name.
What you got?
Wheezy.
Wheezy?
Zack and Wheezy.
I have no idea what that is.
Dragon Tales!
Oh. Okay. I
understand if you don't want to, because clearly it seems like you didn't remember it off the bat.
That's because I never watched it much. So, let's see. Yeah, I'd never watched it Dragon Tales much. At all, really. Let's see.
Wow, that... I don't know what to say about that.
I mean, I watched one episode out of it, but it didn't really pull me in. So... Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of a good name.
I mean, we could also go with the idea of Puff, but I'm pretty sure in that context, Puff was referring to a boy dragon.
Yeah. Dragili? Like, that's the only thing I could think of that sounds good. I don't even know how to go about spelling it, though. Just popped into my head.
You've seen Raya and the Last Dragon, right?
I haven't seen it, but I know of it, yeah.
What's the name of the one dragon again?
I used to remember because they were talking about it, but I can't remember it now. What is the dragon's name? I know it can't be Raya, because that's the lead character's name.
Yeah. So wait, if you've never watched Dragon Tales, what's that mean for Daniel?
I don't know if he's seen it or not.
I would have figured he had to have at some point. It was... Thomas and Friends was on the same channel.
Yeah, but there was also generations apart, too, when you think about it. Not like 20-year gap or anything like that, but like a 10-year gap.
Dragon Tales is a late 90s show.
Was it? I thought it was early 2000s.
Actually, let me just look. Dragon Tails. September 6th, 1999.
That might explain why I thought it was early 2000, because 1999. Yeah. Ah, there we go. But, Sishu, I think is how it's pronounced. I may be completely wrong on the proper pronunciation, but we'll go with that for now.
Yeah, that'll have to work for the time being.
Yeah.
Until we can think of a different name.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to be too controlling here.
It's fine. You got a Pokemon that just will not stop trying to chase after you, apparently.
And another one that's fallen asleep.
Yeah, but that's yours, technically.
You instead.
He was like, there's my next target, and then he's like, nope, wait. Yeah, I'm all set.
Excuse me.
Code Red! Operation Starfall alert! Everyone get into position and defend the boss with all you got! And rest assured, intruder, we'll deal with you without the boss's help. Unless you manage to beat 30 of our Pokemon in 10 minutes, that is. Good luck with that.
I don't think we'll have any trouble. Mindy, your hammer's kind of in the way.
Are you sure that's yours?
No, that might have been yours. Not sure.
Yeah, I have my Tinkaton out too.
I have to remind myself that Meryl is a fairy type. Come on. This area is messed up, apparently.
What are you talking about? It's on the side of a river. Of course there'd be water everywhere.
It's just I wasn't expecting the game to have trouble like this. This is a whole different level.
Oh, hey, I can see Blue in the background.
Yeah, I see him too. I was thinking to myself, I was like, wait, when did they get... No, wait, that's Max. I was like, did the grunts get leveled up or something? Let's see. Dragonite looks like he's doing all the work.
She.
Wait, are these fairy types?
Yeah, Ghost Fairy.
Huh. That threw me off for a loop.
What, did you think Mimikyu was just a ghost type?
I thought it was just a ghost, but yeah. Jigglypuff naturally floats, right?
Yeah.
Just making certain that it wasn't just a glitch.
It's the balloon Pokemon. Of course it would.
I have to remind myself half the time for some freaking reason.
There's literally a mechanic in this game and where they blow away in strong wind.
Oh, got 31 out of 30. Overdone it.
Our defenses are breached. It's all up to the boss now. I'm sorry, I can't think of anything but Barbie whenever I see that color.
Oh god, you're right.
Either that or Pepto-Bismol.
Ugh. Yeah, that pink color definitely is Pepto-Bismol pink. Ain't no other pink about it. Ugh. Also, aren't you voicing Ortega?
No, I voiced Giacomo, Atticus, and Mela.
Really? I thought you voiced it Ortega.
No.
Okay.
I've never voiced Ortega.
I'm pretty sure, but alright. So you're Black Cross. Okay. Talk about underwhelming. I was expecting someone, I don't know, a little more beefed up. Well, whatever. I don't care who you are. Not like I'm gonna lose to you anyway. If you think fairy types are all about cuteness, you're in for a nasty surprise.
Wait, Blue, where are you going? He uses luxury balls.
Yep, I see that. And so am I. I promise I'll play nice, so don't blame me when this battle sends you... I didn't get the chance
Blubbering
to
home.
Yeah. Oh wow, Sumo Rolls.
Remember, Azumarill is also a water type, so Jumbo might be good here.
That's true. Wait.
Well, it would have been if it didn't take any damage from a Rocky helmet.
Yeah, whoopsie. Yeah, whoopsie's no kidding. I think Mindy can handle one more battle, maybe.
Blue's just asleep on the battlefield. You also might want to heal. But yeah, this music absolutely rocks.
I do love it.
Darkspawn!
Alright, so
also, there's a reason why it's fairy type outside of, you know, being what it is. Fairy bread exists.
Fairy bread, I didn't think of that. Have a taste of this slick move. Bet you can't handle my Pokemon.
It's adorable strength.
Rev of Room, which is still technically a dark...
Team on the ropes, totally not fair. But yeah, in this case, it's just fairy type.
Ah. Oh, wow.
He hit Blue! It needs to recharge after that.
Okay. Cannot be confused.
Right through the legs. Oh, hey, I'm here now.
And it's over. How could I lose? What the heck? About a year and a half ago. What the heck?
Your toy car didn't budge an inch, huh?
I told you, it's not a toy. It's called the Starmobile. And I was up all night building it.
The problem's clearly that you're not giving it enough juice. You designed this thing to be powered by 2 Charcadet, but it's just too heavy.
That's such a shame. I wanted to see the look on our bullies' faces once we got it moving. I'm sorry. I really thought it would work.
Come, good fellow. 'Tis no occasion for the melancholy. Why, to make such a remarkable contraption by thine own hand. Genius, thy name is Ortega.
Yeah, well, there's no point if it doesn't work, is there? If I knew all that effort would have zero payout, I have just asked Mother to buy a car for us.
See, this is why people don't take you seriously. You say some stupid things, and you know what? And you know that.
What?
Mela, cool it, would ya? Yeah, how about no? I mean, we even pushed this code for crying out loud. We even started... When we started Team Star, we sort of quit relying on our parents or bags of cash to fix our problems. Or did you just forget? If that hunk of junk isn't moving, get it moving! If we're short on juice, just crank up the power somehow. Doesn't take a genius, man.
That's easy enough to say, Melly. Do you have an actual plan?
Yep, I'm gonna start training up my Charcadet to have them evolve. Their boosted firepower will get the Starmobile moving for sure, no sweat. But the hour of Operation Star is nigh at hand. Will you succeed in time? Oh, I'll get it done.
Melly, wait!
You know, Mela shoots her mouth off an awful lot, but she means well.
I know. This sucks. This sucks. I hate myself for losing, but I also can't get over how awesome you were in that battle. If any of us squad bosses are defeated, that means we have to step down, and going against our code would make me a traitor to the team. Fine. Not like I have a choice anyway. So take the badge already. You better treat it with the respect it deserves. No harm done. I'm not done yet. Here's my favorite TM2. Feel free to marvel at how awesome it is.
Dazzling Gleam. Let me read what it says. The user damages opposing Pokemon by emitting a powerful flash. I think Mindy should be able to learn that. I'm not sure.
We'll see. And just so you know, you are the worst, like the most annoying person ever. But I get it. You're super strong. I'll admit that much. You even busted up my Starmobile. Young Master Ortega, Mr. Harrington. I guess it's time for my piano lessons, huh? As it happens, I just lost my boss title, so I'm all good to head on home. Actually, a different matter brought me. There's somebody I would like you to meet. He's a distant acquaintance of mine.
The name's Clive.
Okay, what's your business here?
I want you to tell me something. You're the son of a wealthy family and heir to a major apparel company. So why join a group like this?
What a question to ask someone you've just met. Well, my answer's the same as everyone else's in the team. It's 'cause I was being bullied.
So the Academy really did used to have an issue with bullying.
May still be. Who would guess, right? The school is all rainbows and butterflies these days. And the bullies from back then don't even go to the Academy anymore.
How would they know what butterflies are? I mean, there's butterfly like Pokemon, but
yeah,
how would they even be able to use that phrase?
I half the time you wonder, you know? Half the time you wonder.
Why? What happened to them?
As the former director of the Academy, I believe I am best positioned to answer that question. Mr. Harrington? About 18 months ago, the members of Team Star confronted the student who used to bully them. And an altercation broke out between the groups. Though it did not escalate into a major incident, the altercation nonetheless caused the scandal of hit her to unknown proportions. As a result of what occurred that day, the students who had perpetrated the bullying dropped out of the Academy one after another.
But there aren't any records of that anywhere in the Academy.
No, I should imagine not. My former
deputy
deleted all the records of the incidents, you see.
What? Why would anyone do that?
Just as I was puzzling over how best to deal with Team Star in the aftermath of the incident, a certain student came to see me. This student declared that they would take all responsibility for the team's actions. In exchange, they request that I exonerate the other students of Team Star from any blame. Huh? No one told me that. I accepted the request and agreed not to take disciplinary action against Team Star. Then I assigned 18 months of overseas study to the student who took responsibility for the team.
A year and a half of studying abroad?
This is not intended as a punishment, you understand. Team Star were the victims, after all. I wanted this student to take some time to rest, so I had them return home to the Galar region.
Galar. It's like gallery, but without the E.
Galar. Wait. As in Sword
and
Shield?
Shields. The same one.
Huh! Imagine that. Under the pretext of overseas study. Around that time, however, the former deputy director took it upon himself to erase all traces of the incident from the Academy's servers. It appears his intent was to shield himself from any blame. Sword and Shield.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't an intent. Just because they mentioned Galar, that doesn't mean the shield portion was.
I know, but
intended.
it was very convenient.
Yeah. So why is my shadow the only thing appearing?
Yeah, good question. Where are you at?
So he tried to cover up the whole thing. That's terrible. I'm standing right where my stinking shadow is supposed to be.
So in other words, you're just invisible.
Yeah. What happens if I send Blue out?
He is nowhere to be seen. I don't even know if his shadow's anywhere nearby. After we discovered what he had done, I dealt with him appropriately, of course. But the inability of myself and the rest of the teaching staff to prevent this terrible act also represented a grave blunder on our path. Blunder on our path. I accepted the blame that laid at my feet and resigned from my position as director. The rest of the teaching staff then joined me in handling in their notices. Notices? Okay, notices.
So that's why the current teachers were all brought in a year and a half ago.
I understand my actions have caused you a great deal of trouble. You have my sincere apologies. Hang on, Mr. Harrington. How come you suddenly decide to talk about this now? Young Master Ortega, Team Star cannot carry on in its current fashion. I merely wish to give you a chance to chart a better course. Well, there's no way I'm abandoning my friends and going to school without them. Not after we've come this far.
Your friends in Team Star must mean a great deal to you.
Isn't that obvious? It's I see you now!
Now I am!
It's cause...
Wait, if I'm here, does that mean Blue's here too?
I don't see him yet. Although I guarantee it, he's bound to show up eventually. It's cause...
He's right behind me, but it doesn't show in the footage.
Yeah. It's cause, you know, they're my greatest treasures in the whole world.
Okay, I'm hurrying. I am out of the base.
Black Cross is me. I take it that Ortega handed over his star badge to you then? I see. With this boss no longer around, the squad is as good as finished. Even Ortega. I'm sorry. We're almost there now. Just one boss left. The operation's been a huge success thanks to you. And Clive has also performed admirably as your support. I remember him saying that your acquaintances. Have you known each other long? I mean, at this point for a while, yeah.
No.
Well, he's clearly a reliable friend. He almost reminds me of a gang back in the day.
Which gang?
As you know, Team Star was formed by a group of students who were being bullied at school. Shortly after forming the team, these students, none other than the squad bosses themselves, confronted their bullies head-on. The outcome was a resounding victory for Team Star, though you could hardly call it a contest. The bullies didn't even put up a fight. They all bolted from battle the first chance they got. Scared spineless of Team Star, the bullies then dropped out of school, one after another. And Team Star ended up the villains of the story. But that's neither here nor there. Forget I mentioned it. Now about your reward.
Okay, there's a floating Pokeball there.
And you are invisible again.
This game does not like handling out the rendering of people.
Well, I mean, you take into effect of how many times we actually did pull it off, so... My supply unit rep will be along soon to give you your bonus reward. Here I am. And here he is.
Am. This is me. I come into this world so wild and free.
Ah, stay in your Pokemon. Pokemon?
Pokemon?
Stay in your Pokeball for once, will ya? Ah! Oh, Lord Almighty. Wow. Team Star went through all that, huh?
Penny, after getting licked by Koraidon and Omeraidon for the up team time.
They just wanted the bullies to go away. But then they became the bad guys in everyone's eyes. What a joke. The students, the teachers, they're all so messed up. If even just one of them had been paying attention when everyone was getting bullied, they'd have been able to tell right away that Team Star wasn't the ones in the wrong. But I guess the big boss was the one who urged everybody to face their bullies despite knowing how messed up the academy is. What a massive idiot. Creating Team Star and just hoping their plan would miraculously work out.
I don't know about that.
I'm sure of it. Well, here's your reward. The next boss is the very last one. We're counting on you.
Okay, now Blue's shadow is visible.
And now his tails!
Finally, we head to North Providence Area 2.
Right.
The fighting type squad awaits.
Yep.
Which means fairy type again would be useful, but Sizu would also be of assistance here. Because of flying type.
Right. First things first, let me go ahead and heal up. And then let's see about that one move that we were talking about. Let's see.
Yes, fly to the spot.
Oh. Was it disarming voice or...
No, it was Dazzling Gleam.
Dazzling Gleam, that's what it was. There it is, right? It cannot.
Oh.
Huh. Dragonite can learn Waterfall. That's a weird one.
I mean, it does live in the water in its lesser forms.
That is true, too. I guess that makes sense. S-Scizor. Huh.
Scissor.
Oh, X-Scissor. Okay. Shadow Ball. Psychic.
Encore. Ice Spinner. Wait, it can learn Ice Spinner?
Apparently, yeah.
Flamethrower. Okay, I knew Flamethrower and Thunderbolt. But yeah, I think for this, your best bet would be to have Mindy, Sizu, and Arnold.
Okay. Alright. Go to boxes. Change out Jumba.
Oh yeah, Midas as well.
Midas would work as well?
Psychic.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So we'll switch out... We'll say Bernadette. For now. That will give us a good party to go off of. I don't think we'll need it badly, but just in case. You never know.
Yeah.
I see you're almost at the 5th base. Hold up inside there is Team Star's last remaining squad. You fought well to make it this far. Thank you.
The Cap Squad.
The Cap Squad.
Black Cross! Cassiopeia!
So you made it as well, Clive.
Of course. It's the last base. I wouldn't want to miss out on the action.
Clive, I owe you my thanks. Your help has been invaluable to the operation. I'm sorry I was wary of you at first.
Well, that's water under the bridge. When we're finished with the base, will that be the end of Operation Starfall then?
Not quite. We'll still need to handle Team Star's secret mastermind last of all.
Do we have any leads on how to find them?
I'm hoping they'll come out into the open once all the squad bosses have stepped down.
I see.
We've come so far, only a few more steps left. Don't let me down, either of you.
Cassiopeia is hung up, alright? Thanks to you, Black Cross, I've slowly but surely come to understand Team Star. I owe you what I know what I need to do, and I know what my final decision will be. For that, I can't thank you enough. Take care in that base, Master Black Cross. Sorry for getting all polite there. Don't know what came over me.
Force of habit.
See, I told you can encounter Venom off elsewhere.
Yeah. Huh. And while I've still got you right in view... Or maybe my proof...
Evolving this Pokemon is a bitch.
Evolving it? Huh.
First off, Pawniard only evolves into Bisharp when it's in the 50s. Second, if you capture a Bisharp surrounded by Pawniard, which is only available in this area, not the ones that are standing alone, they will have an item 50% of the time known as the Leader's Crest. And if you have that Bisharp go up against some other Bisharp that have Pawniard surrounding them, and fight them 3 separate times, it will only then evolve into King Gambit.
What?
Bisharp, the Swordblade Pokemon. This Pokemon commands a group of several Pawniard. Groups that are defeated in territorial disputes are absorbed by the winning side.
Good God. So I take it whenever I get to that point, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, huh? A pace scissor! Or Scyther!
Scyther.
Why did I say Scizor? Brutal swing. Venomoth is just staring.
He's like, hey, what's up, guys? You having a Pokemon battle without me?
Don't worry, you'll have your turn next. Come over here.
Oh, there's 2 of them.
Wow. Oh, that was easy.
So you know how there's this theory going about that Venomonet should have evolved into Butterfree? Just based on their designs?
I feel like I should have known that theory, but I hadn't heard it much.
The way I see it, the reason why one looks like the other is because of Batesy and Mimicry. And where its natural predators are tricked into not eating it because the other one in real life would not be very tasty.
Huh. Interesting.
Venomoth, the poison moth Pokemon, and the evolved form of Venonat. This winged beast is covered in dust-like scales. Every time it flaps its wings, it looses highly toxic dust.
Oh, lovely. Like, that's a weird thing. I like Venonet, but I'm not a fan of Venomoth.
There was an item behind you.
Yeah. Just now saw that. But there's 2 of them.
In prison.
Okay, when did everyone decide to show up here? Oh, this is the first. You're pretty skilled. Not many trainers can shrug off my Pokemon's attack like that.
The same to you, Eri, was it? I mean, the same to you. Eri, was it? Your Pokemon have clearly spent a lot of time honing their moves. But I'm surprised to find the boss herself out here defending the gates. Don't you trust your grunts enough to put them on guard duty?
Watch your mouth. I'm here because I don't want to risk anyone else getting hurt, that's all.
What a benevolent boss. Now, if you want to get on with the battle of ours, I'm already on my side.
Best to say something. Who are you?
Blackross, there you are. I started talking to this girl since she looked like she was with Team Star. Then she and a Pokemon came at me without warning. We were just battling it out.
Weary. I knew you'd be out here. Oh. Carmen? Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you? I'm fine, honestly. Now get away from here. It's not safe. I'll take over guarding the base, Ryui. You should get back inside. No, I won't back down. I can't. Oh, Ryui. You need to stop this.
No, wait, it's Riri.
Riri?
It's like a play name of Eri.
Oh, Riri, gotcha. Until the big boss comes back, I have to protect all of you in the Kappa squad. Kappa squad.
Kappa.
Just Cap?
Yeah, the H is silent. Or, I guess with it being silent, I guess it would be calf.
Yeah, it would be Calf. Okay. Oof. The Calf squad. And everyone else in Team Star too.
I get why it's called calf, because working your calves is something you do in exercise, and fighting type is associated a lot with exercise.
That would make sense, actually. Clever.
I wonder if the other names have that sort of depth with their meaning.
That would be interesting. Because what was the fire team squad's name?
Scatter.
Scatter?
And then the poison type was Segan.
Segan. What was the dark team one?
Let me just look again.
Better.
Team Star Squads. Okay, so... Oh wait, never mind. The dark type was Segan.
Segan, okay.
Poison was Navi.
I think the Navi would make a little bit of sense, but I'm not sure why.
And then we just got done with the fairy type one, which was Rukba.
Yeah, Rukba. I'm sure there is a deep meaning behind them, but we just don't know right offhand. We just had learned about Calf. Anyway, that's why you should get back to the base and rest up, even just for a little bit. As the boss of the squad, I just can't. Riri, please. I'm your friend. Listen to what I'm saying. Fine. I'll go. I'm sorry, Carmen. Hey, that's no way to sign off. Let me hear a hasta la vista from ya. Nice and loud. Hasta la vista! I'm your opponent now, you two. Come on. I'll take you both down.
Hey, Black Cross. My Pokemon and I are actually running on empty after that last battle. Sorry to sprig this on you, but do you think you can handle this grunt alone?
Sure.
Thanks. I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines.
I'll protect Riri from everything I have. With everything I have. You ready to battle? Yep, I am.
Careful. Croagunk's also part poison, which... Actually, never mind. I'm pretty sure poison wouldn't be like... Poison isn't resisted like it was in the last generation you played, but...
It's still not very effective.
Right. Like, it shouldn't be too bad, but just be cautious, right?
Uh-huh.
Or in this case, not worry at all.
Primeape.
We got this. Play rough. I lost, but my defeat's not the one that matters. You're correct. The boss's defeat's what matters. Even if all I did was buy Riri a bit of time, that's fine. My job here is done, so I'll head back inside. Hasta la vista! I take it you defeated the guard out front. That base is run by Team Star's fighting crew, the Calf Squad. Their boss, Erie, is a skilled wrestler and coaches the whole of Team Star in Pokemon battling. Of all the bosses, she'll likely be the most alert to hostiles after our declaration of war. She might try to stop this raid in its tracks by challenging you to battle before anyone else. Yeah, already met. I knew it. Tell me what happened. She retreated? We're talking about the same Eerie, right?
Airy.
Eerie. Well, it seems there's nothing for it but to attack the base head on. Ring the bell and negate once you're ready to kick off the phase. And now into the final base.
Even the smallest stars can light up the sky when they shine together as a constellation. We're the last bastion of Team Star. Losing isn't an option. Hey kid, you listening? If you beat 30 of our Pokemon in 10 minutes, we'll call the boss out. How's that for hospitality?
Oh, we're all set. Is that a fighting type?
Yes, fighting flying.
Okay.
It might be partially based on a balloon animal flamingo, but it's also, if you look at it just right, its body looks like a boxing glove.
Okay. This is definitely a weird base to fight in.
I don't think we can hold them much longer. Boss!
Alright. Ooh, I like how this one looks. Okay, based on the jacket alone, it almost looked like somebody from Kill la Kill.
Why did you say that?
I mean, seriously, from the frame alone, it was just so weird looking.
Her clothing isn't that revealing.
Not just that, I'm just talking about just how the style looks. The way she's posed and how she's got the jacket like a cape.
Okay.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Not really.
Okay, I'm ready. Doesn't matter who you are. I'll bury anyone who tries to take down Team Star. This time, I won't run away. Ah!
And she uses heal balls.
Yeah, they're gonna need a healing. This base is precious to us. I won't let this raid of yours go any further.
And they have a full team.
Oh, full team of 6? This should be interesting. If they can last. I give as good as it gets. That's a promise. Ugh.
We'll see who's the one standing in the end.
Oh, okay. Oh!
And down goes Mindy.
Well, okay.
Maybe it'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And then have Mindy get revived. Oh, you're not using a max revive?
Did I have a max revive?
You had 2 of them.
I didn't even see it. Oh shit, that's right.
I forgot it had elemental punches.
Let's just go
Just
ahead
use
and
aerial ace. Or that works too.
It's like after seeing Ice Punch, let's just go ahead and get rid of it. Actually, this one could learn Ice Punch too, couldn't it?
Most fighting types can learn the elemental punches. Hey, Sisu actually matches the color of the Starmobile.
That is interesting.
Also, I lied. They have a team of 5, and I guess the Starmobile itself counts as party member number 6.
Yeah.
Yo!
Let's see.
See? 2 max revives.
Ah, I see you now.
Fun fact, until I got Baxcalibur, Dragonite was actually in the running for party member number 6 when I played through Pokemon Scarlet.
Really?
So you're kind of fulfilling part of what I was wanting to do.
I refuse to lose, so please lend me your strength. Let's see here. And down it goes. I'm so sorry, everyone.
A year and a half ago.
I'm so sorry. I think I went a little too far.
Nah, don't worry about it. We're the ones who asked you to put us through some tough battle practice so we could train up.
Yeah, but...
Truly, you need not apologize, my lady. Thanks to thy sage instruction, I am making swift strides towards mastering the art of battle.
And I could never have evolved my Pokemon without you, Riri.
Even the big boss said it's thanks to you that we've a fighting chance against our bullies. See, nothing but gratitude. To us, you're the brightest star in the whole team.
Come on, quit being silly. Oh, just one thing. We've been training for 4 whole hours now. I'm totally pooped. I'm sorry. You all really should take a break. I'll go for a run while you rest up.
My lady, we 4 have each trained in our turn, but you, our steadfast mentor, have rested not a single second. I cannot help but worry for thy health.
Thank you for your concern, Atticus. But lately, I feel like I can take anything, even if I'm really tired or feel like crying. Remember that time we all got together and riffed on the gym badges designed to create our very own star badges? Well, I don't know what it is, but just looking at my star badge makes me feel strong. Like I want to give it my all. I gave my all, but it wasn't enough. I wasn't enough. Well, we see your Pokemon. You showed amazing strength. Even if the code didn't require me to give it to you, I want you to have this. And the last of the badges have been attained. I like to see you try out my trademark move too. Here, this one's for you. Close combat. Shit, gosh.
I'm on TV.
Just a little bit glitchy is all.
I'm a paradox, what'd you expect?
I know you're part of Operation Starfall, but I could not tell from our battle that you're not a bad person.
You mean you could tell?
Could tell, my bad. The way your Pokemon looked at you with such trust gives it away. Do me a favor, and look away for a moment. This is a bit much for me to take. I just... really... Ah!
Looks like it's all over.
Oh, Riri.
This is the Team Star member you battled at the gates earlier. I asked her to come along for a talk.
So, what did you want to ask me?
You seem to be on a much friendlier terms with Aerie compared to the other grunts. Why is that?
Oh, you spotted that. Well, alright. I don't mind telling you. Truth is, I used to hate Riri. She's an amazing trainer and athlete, and she's really pretty too. It took her no time at all to become popular at the academy. I was queen of the class before she came along, then everyone liked her more than me.
So let me guess, you started picking on her.
Pretty much. I got our classmates to join in too. We were all stupid. But in the end, kids are always fickle. And once one thrill wears off, they look for something new. Before long, the class chose me as their next target and started bullying me instead. I guess I deserved it, But then Riri, she chose to help me even though I'd been so horrible to her. She told me that she understood how hard it is to have no one on your side. And she invited me to Team Star.
After you bullied her like that? What a kind girl.
She really is. And joining the team has worked out great for us. It's been so much fun.
Fun? The rumors the Team Star likewise engages in bullying.
After hearing my story, do you really think that's true?
No, I merely...
Riri and the rest of Team Star made me who I am today. Please, don't take away any Please don't take away our greatest treasure.
Let me get there in time. Thank you.
I love how the trend is, it's like, as soon as we transition, gotta hurry to the front gates!
It's the last one. I need to make sure that it's possible for me to do this.
It's me. Did you do it? Did you claim Erie's star badge?
Why do you keep saying Erie instead of Airy?
'Cause there's an E! I'm just used to it! Without his boss...
The letter E only makes the long E noise whenever it's next to another vowel.
I hate the English language so much right now.
You don't call an egg an eeg.
Either way, without his boss, the Calf Squad should be a hair's breadth from disbanding. A hair's breadth? Okay. So, Eri was the last. All 5 squad bosses have now been toppled from their pedestals. I imagine they'll leave Team Star before long now that they've lost their special positions. After that, they should soon be back attending classes at the academy.
Nice work out there, Black Cross.
Is that Clive I hear?
Cassiopeia. Well done to you too.
Thanks. Now about your reward, Black Cross. I'll transfer some LP over to your phone.
Oh, that reminds me. I've been doing the whole supply unit rep. I'll be the one doing the whole supply unit rep thing this time, right?
Indeed. You can go ahead and give Black Cross his bonus. At long last, Operation Starfall has entered its final stage. There's only one thing left on the agenda. You must defeat the big boss and have Team Star disband for good. So, where is the big boss? Don't worry, there's no need to search them out. The true identity of the big boss is none other than me. What a shock! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep it from you for so long, but the right moment never came. I'm the one who formed Team Star back then. The members of the team were my closest friends, and I treasure them more than anything. If they go on like this, Team Star won't do any good for anyone. They got to give it up, so I'm using the code we made together to force them to disband. Black Cross, I'll be waiting for you in the schoolyard after dark. You should come as well, Clive.
Understood.
Then I'll see you both there.
So, Cassiopeia was the big boss of Team Star this whole time. I scarcely thought it possible. But this revelation, I just might have an inkling as to who their true identity is. It seems we find our answers at the dock, in the Academy schoolyard. Let's prepare as best we can before heading over.
Alright.
Now you just head over to the Academy.
Right, to Mezagoza. Is there anything that I should know about the, team before we go in?
I'm gonna leave it a surprise for you.
Alright, I'll just go in as best as I can. So, let me go ahead and get my team fixed up here. Kind of get it all sorted out. We'll end the stream with that fight.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
We don't have to do anything for it to get dark real quick, right? We just have to show up at
I think it just naturally turns that time.
Okay. So let's see here.
You know, you could have healed up Mezagoza.
That's true. I didn't think of that. I know it's going to be crazy to try to do that, but I'm going to have Rosita as my starter. I mean, it's been my starter, but you get what I'm saying.
It's going to be your lead.
Yes, my lead. Okay, let's see. Should be right there, yeah. We could just go right there.
Actually, I kind of wanted to show off some stuff as well around the Academy now that you have your traversal options completely unlocked.
Okay. Alright then. Wait, can we climb the buildings?
Some of them.
As we have just seen. Not this one, apparently. I guess I'll just wait for you. Unless you're already here.
I'm at the stairs up to the Academy.
Ah. Ah, there you are. Okay. Where are you going, my friend?
I believe that there should be something around here. If not on the campus grounds, in that area under, like, down here.
I see something. What's this? Amnesia. Okay.
I think there should be something else along this way.
Which way is... Ah.
And you could technically climb up these walls.
Oh, these walls? Oh, those walls.
Yeah, but I wouldn't advise it because that kicks you out of Mezagoza.
Ah. Then it wouldn't be wise. Gotcha. Is there anything on top of the school building, then?
I don't know.
Well, it's not letting me climb up, so I say not. Okay, where to next?
I'd say maybe we should head over to the gates.
Okay. Oh, there's Clive right there. Okay.
Sup, Blackcross?
Clive?
Yep, that's my name. Actually, no. It is time to bring this little performance to an end.
Ah, finally you reveal yourself.
Allow me to reveal my true identity. Ha ha! I do apologize for deceiving you with my disguise. In truth, the boy you knew as Clive was none other than the director of Naranha Academy, Mr. Clavel.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
What? But my disguise was perfect!
I mean, to be fair, you wasn't really good at hiding either when we were fighting our fourth gym. Or, no, third gym.
Although now that I think about it, I did neglect to keep up my youthful act on a few occasions. That must have been what gave me away. Regardless, there's still one more astonishing truth I must reveal to you. The truthy identity of Cassiopeia, the big boss of Team Star, was me all along.
For real?
Honest to goodness. When you heard Cassiopeia over the phone, that was actually a pre-recorded voice. I pulled it off using, you know, one of those high-tech gizmos. Oh yes, it was very clever.
He's bluffing, isn't he?
So, Master Blackcross, now that you know I am the big boss, that just means there's one thing left to do. Face me in one final showdown to decide it all.
Alright. What have you got?
I am Cassiopeia of Team Star. With this battle, I will finally bring Operation Starfall to a close.
Uh-oh. Better put it out before you fall asleep. Oh, we actually got some challenge here. I didn't realize what level it was on. I've been so used to one-shotting almost everything.
Switch.
Yeah, about to say. I was trying to figure out which one that was, and it's like, oh, I know what it is. Alright, Arnold, you're out. That's got you knocked out. Gyarados? Yeah, okay.
It's Jumba.
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. It's Ghost, so I'll have to wake it up, but yeah, I'll have to wake it up. I should have Awakening med somewhere.
You also have full heals.
That is true too, but it's still relatively full health, so depending on what happens.
Full heal, not full restore.
What's the difference between... Oh, full heal, okay.
Full heal just works with status conditions.
Okay. My bad, I guess that's what I was thinking. I'll save those for just... in case if I run out of everything else. Someone's sleeping right in front of me.
This is really good music.
Let me turn it up. Okay. I was gonna say, it's like, why is it not loud enough? There it goes.
Amoongus.
Amoongus.
It's grass poison, so Midas would actually be good if it weren't for the fact it was part grass type.
Yeah.
So,
I think I could go with Arnold one more time, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's
Ed
grass...
hasn't had a chance to attack at all.
Oh, withstood that. Got one more after this.
In this case, I'd have you use Midas.
Yeah. Had to think of which one that was, but it's like, yeah, Midas.
Midas well.
Honestly, I've got a pretty good team put together here.
I mean, it's not the most balanced. To think that I, Cassiopeia, would be backed into a corner like this. But yeah, it's not the most balanced team, but you got your bases taken care of.
Pretty much,
Very
yeah.
well. It seems I shall have to terrestrialize my Pokemon.
Oof.
Actually, if you terrestrialize right now, I remember that your Slowking has the normal type terrestrialization. That means you won't be affected by ghost moves anymore.
That would definitely help.
Although I noticed how slowly Slowking was moving. Yeah.
Ooh!
Oh!
Oh! He almost killed one of my Pokemon there. Almost!
Midas, you have earned your keep!
Yeah, he earned it.
How strong you've grown.
Oh, 13,000, nice.
Well now, Master Blackcross. It seems you have grown quite splendidly over the course of our treasure hunt. And here, once again, I must apologize. I am not actually Cassiopeia.
I figured as much.
Though Clive and myself being the same person was no lie, mind you. Cassiopeia's true identity remains hidden. But I believe I can hazard a guess as to who they may be. That is why I sought to spare you from having to confront them in battle. Their sorrow should not be yours to bear. However, Cassiopeia has settled on a course of action and is determined to see it through. I do not imagine any ordinary student could hope to stand against them and win. So I challenged you to a battle to test your skill. If you had lost, it would have fallen unto me to bring down Cassiopeia. Such was my resolve. But it turns out you are as strong as you are kind. If anyone has a chance at saving that poor child, it is surely you. As an educator, it shames me to burden one of my students with such a task. But please, defeat Cassiopeia, take on the big boss of Team Star, and win.
Yes, sir.
But thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I leave this in your hands.
Oh, well, hello. I believe that's,
They're sisters.
Oh, this is the other one, okay. You there. What do you think you're doing?
Miss Time, a pleasure to see you.
It's no pleasure at all, Mr. Gavel. I come here to investigate reports of an illogic battle on
Illicit.
Insolent. What's the word again?
Illicit.
Illicit battle on school grounds. And what do I find? Why, the director of the academy himself, facing off against one of our students, no less. What were you thinking?
No, I can explain. You see, it's a rather sad tale.
Oh, spare me. Your excuses reek worse than a skunky's behind.
Skunky's behind? Remember, the big boss asked us to meet them in the schoolyard after dark. I'm counting on you, Master Blackcross.
You'll write a letter of apology to the students and faculty at once. And I'll be reporting this to the chairwoman of the school board. Make no mistake.
Good gracious, no! Anything but that! I implore you!
Oh gosh, that's funny. Okay, good. My party's restored up. So let's see.
I'm pretty sure you could just head in at any time and it will set to dark.
Okay.
I'm rooting for you.
Let's see, I just gotta figure out where...
You head to the school track.
School track. Let's see.
The schoolyard.
There it is, schoolyard. Oh, it's at the top of the school, okay. Ah, there we go. Black Cross? Thanks for coming. This must be quite a shock for you. The big boss, Cassiopeia, they were both me all along. When I saw you make quick work of those Team Star lackeys outside school that time, the ideal of Operation Starfall suddenly came to me. My skills let me get hold of as much LP as I want, so I decided to use that to tempt you into helping me out. Well, it wasn't the LP, my dear. After the operation started, I kept an eye on you as a member of the supply unit. And I had you battle the bosses on my behalf.
And you also got licked by a lizard.
Yeah. All for the goal of defeating me and putting an end to Team Star once and for all.
You might want to have your volume turned up for this as well.
Okay. But still, there's a part of me that wants Team Star to live on. I can't just roll over and let you win without putting up a fight. This is the final showdown. Are you ready? Yep. Thanks. You're putting on this ruse still?
Sorry to keep you. The letter of apology Miss Time had for me, I mean, the preparations took longer than expected.
That voice. Are you Clive?
Penny. So it was you after... no. I mean... Is that you, Cassiopeia?
In the flesh. I've a task for you, Clive, if you'll accept it. I want you to record what happens next, so I can send the video to Team Star. They need to see the outcome of this battle for themselves.
Okay. Will do.
I'm looking forward to this fight. Then allow me to introduce myself properly. I'm the big boss of Team Star. The name's Cassiopeia. No, Penny. Now, bow down before the overwhelming might of Team Star's founder. Ooh. Ooh, starts off with an Umbreon. Interesting. I won't hold back in this battle. I'll stay true to Team Star's code. Leafeon? Wait, she's got an Eevee team. Now this is gonna be fun. I wasn't predicting this. This is gonna be fun. Vaporeon. Jumba. Oh wow, Vaporeon's actually withstood that. Wow. Ooh boy. Finish it off. Flareon. Fire, which means Midas.
You can only imagine how cool it was for me to fight this team the second go around with an Evolution on my team. In my case, it was an Espeon.
Yeah. Jolteon.
That's a ground.
Yeah, I'm
the
about
only
to say.
thing that's weak to.
No, actually, let's get all the different ones.
Yeah.
Plus, Jumbo was pretty hit hard, admittedly.
Dragonite really fits you.
Honestly, I'm glad we did fight the Dragonite when we did. That was an interesting fight, just to encounter it. Oh.
And now we switch into Mindy.
Yep, we'll have to, because Dragonite's not gonna last on that front.
And Terastalize on top.
Yeah. I can't fault you on your battle skills at all. No wonder the bosses fell
at your hands.
Alright.
Terastalize Gigaton Hammer.
Time to terrestrialize. Shine bright like the starry sky and become who you really are.
Want to be.
I wasn't able to finish the sentence because it just faded out like that.
Honestly, sometimes I feel like the text speed is done in such a way that the players can only read it in their heads.
Yeah. That is really the only way. Voice acting it wouldn't work.
It'd only really work if you know the lines in advance.
Yeah.
Armor Cannon.
Ooh.
That's its signature move equivalent for Cyrillage's Bitter Blade.
Let's see.
Yeah, how much was it compared?
Well...
Flame Charge versus?
120 versus 50.
Yeah, Flame Charge would be the one to get rid of.
Okay. I think all the Pokemon actually shined in this battle, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's all over now. It's finally over, guys. It's done. We're done here. I think we should call it quits.
Hold up. Are you saying we should break up the team? You've got to be joking!
We got carried away with Operation Star. Now everyone's gotten out of hand.
Everything's
got out of hand.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you round up a bunch of bullies in a courtyard.
and make a show of learning some manners.
But we didn't even fight them in the end. We didn't do anything wrong.
Indeed. Merely we did declare our intention to battle tooth and nail should the villains persist in their tyrannous oppression. 'Twas a bloodless victory, we assure you.
Yeah, they didn't even send out their Pokemon. They just blubbered and apologized a whole lot. Our outfits must have spooked them good. But the bullies made a huge stink about what went down. And then they all end up leaving the academy. Our plan backfired exponentially. Epically. There's no way we're getting off scot-free.
I guess you're right. This little stunt might have put us up the creek.
I'll fix this mess on my end. Just leave it to me.
What are you saying?
I'm the one who started Team Star. I dragged you all into this. So I'll take responsibility for everything.
Oh, noble and kind big boss, you cannot.
Now that the bullies are gone, you guys should start going to school again.
Oh yeah? And what about you?
I can't go back.
Why? There's no reason for you to stay shut in the room of yours anymore, right?
All I can say to you guys is thanks. Even though we never met in person, you were all so kind to me. Stop right there, BB. Why are you talking like we'll never speak again? I need to go take care of some things.
Prithee, speak to us. What is thine intent?
Hey, big boss, answer us! Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for everything, Black Cross. And you too, Clive.
I'm glad I could see this through to the end.
I guess this is it for Team Star. And me too.
Hold that thought, Miss Penny. I'd like to check something with you first.
Check what?
Why resort to something like Operation Starfall if you're the big boss of Team Star? Wasn't there any other way to handle this?
I tried telling the bosses that we were done once before, but they still didn't quit.
Why not simply order them to?
Our code states that no one in the team has the right to order people around. I could ask them all to do stuff, but I could never order them.
So it's back to the code once again. The bosses must have taken it very seriously.
They did. That's why I knew I could use it to force Team Star to disband.
Because the bosses would do anything the code required of them, even leave the team.
Yes. And according to the code, they had to accept any challenge made to them.
Thus the idea of Operation Starfall. Cassiopeia, let me ask you one last thing. What does Team Star know? What do your friends in the team mean to you?
They're my greatest treasure.
Splendid. Thank you for appraising me of the situation, Miss Penny.
What?
No, young lady, there's something I should very much like to discuss with you.
Hey, quit it with the old geezer act, Clive. You're creeping me out.
Indeed. Well then, before we talk further, allow me to reveal you my own secret identity. Ha ha!
Director Cavell?
Just as Cassiopeia was your disguise, the boy you knew as Clive was mine.
But why?
I needed a way to talk to Team Star on equal terms. Students do tend to shy from speaking their mind to their teachers. More so when faced with the director of the academy, after all.
Yeah, but where do I even start? Wasn't the outfit a bit much? Plus, I have some big findings about that wig. Feeling about that wig.
Well, that's quite enough for that for now. Everyone, why don't you come on out? Huh? Yo, big boss, long time no see.
Momo.
More like long time no meet, right? I mean, we only found out your real name just now.
Melee.
Verily is thy long-hidden acquaintance such a sight of sore eyes, my lady.
Atticus. So, I hear your real name's Penny. How have you been this whole time? We found you at last. You've no idea how worried we've been. Airy.
Okay, gang, on the count of 3. 1, 2, hasta la vista! And hello, Penny!
This is cute.
This event took so long, it's actually night outside of the cutscene. Now then, Miss Penny. And each of you young bosses as well. On behalf of the Academy, I had something I would like to say to Team Star. You all have my sincerest apologies.
Come again?
As director of the Academy, I have let you all down. My handling of your situation was a dismal failure.
What? I still don't... I mean... Why?
You all told me about your reasons for forming Team Star and about your subsequent actions. Ever since my first days as director, all I ever experienced of the Academy is an environment blessedly free from bullying. But now I know this peace was built on the backs of your hurt and anger. And of course, your immense courage in putting things to right. And so I'll get straight to the conclusion. The Academy's order of Team Star's disbandment and my threat of expulsion of those who do not obey are hereby revoked. Does that mean what I think it means? Indeed. Team Star can continue to exist, should that be your wish.
Woohoo, Penny! Isn't this great? Now we can all stay together!
Oh, mine heart is giddy with glee.
But I betrayed you all. You mean Operation Starfall? Director Cavell told us all about it.
As far as we heard, you were only going through with it to save us from getting expelled. You were just worried about us, right? Not like we'd ever chuck the team just 'cause someone told us to, after all. Ain't our style. I cannot begin to imagine how much you had feared for us, Lady Penny.
Sorry for making you worry, BB. We're all okay now. But even so...
Hold on, everyone, I've more to say. As previously stated, the requirement for the Team Star to disband has been revoked. However, there are still some unsettled matters to discuss. Allow me to provide a few examples. You protracted truancy. Your brazen customization of school uniforms. Yeah, what of it? You won't let us customize ourselves?
Yeah, no kidding.
Your unauthorized usage of Academy equipment. Your reckless modification and jeopardous driving of Pokemon-powered vehicles. Need I go on? Your flagrant disregard for school rules cannot simply be overlooked.
Of course.
They're like the breakfast bunch.
Yep.
Thus, as punishment, you are all required to engage in community service.
Community service?
Yes. Specifically, I will be asking you to manage the STCs.
And that stands for...
The Star Training Centers. They shall be facilities for cultivating Pokemon trainers' talents. I plan for the Academy to found them all in collaboration with the Pokemon League. The idea came to me when I saw Master Blackcross battling his way through your bases. The base's construction, as well as the battle tactics employed by the students in Team Star, are remarkably unique and creative. I would ask that you continue your team activities, but henceforth as STC staff members, using your former bases as training facilities. And that is the sum of it. Does anyone have any concerns?
No. It sounds like fun, so I don't see how this will be anything but a win-win. This may be a weird thing to say since the STCs are supposed to be a punishment and all, but you should totally join in too, Penny.
'Tis true. We would be most happy to have you at our sides, my lady.
We can go to school together too. That way, if anything happens, we'll be there to protect you.
We sure are already talking about how great it'd be to have both Team Star and school in our lives. This be a sweet deal for us.
So, what do you say?
You guys. Blackcross, what do you think?
Give it your best.
But I just...
No need to give your response right this moment, Miss Penny. Do take some time to decide. Now, for now at least, I think our little group should go their separate ways. Not to say you should break up Team Star after all. Not to say you should break up Team Star after all. I meant simply it is time to leave. Master Blackcross, please stop by my office later if you could.
Oh, we actually end up in our room.
Alright, so go to the office.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Director's office.
Here you are, Master Blackcross. I wanted to thank you for all the hard work in resolving this situation with Team Star. If not for you, I suspect I would have done the team a grievous injustice in my choice of punishment for their actions. You have my sincerest gratitude.
And who might that be?
Who is it?
It's Penny.
Miss Penny. Please do come in.
Hello, Director. About the STCs. I like to work on them together with the rest of the Team Star.
That's wonderful news. Thank you very much for your favorable response.
But, I should be punished more heavily than the others, I think.
Why so? Because of Operation Starfall?
No, not that. Because of the other really bad thing I did.
And what would that be?
You know, the LP I gave you both in exchange for helping me with Operation Starfall. I got a hold of it sort of illegally, by hacking the Pokemon League LP management system.
Ah, I see. That is quite the revelation. I did not think that such a thing was even possible in the first place.
It wasn't all that hard. I mean, I'm really sorry and I won't do it again.
This matter is rather out of my jurisdiction, I'm afraid. I will have to consult Miss Gita, the Pokemon League chairwoman, in order to see how best to proceed this.
I figured as much.
I do apologize, Mr. Blackcross, but I will have to ask you to give us some privacy.
Okay.
And now, before we end the stream, head to the stairway.
As in the entrance hall?
Exit the academy.
Okay.
So, entrance hall would be the best place to go.
Right. There we go.
And now just walk down the stairs.
Okay. Oh. Blackcross? Penny?
Penny.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Could you come meet me in front of the school stairs? You know, where we first met. I'll be waiting. Ah, that's what you're referring to, I bet. Hasta la vista. The six of us thought up that catchphrase back when we created the team. It's so cringy, it's perfect, you know?
This is the only instance I could think of in a Pokemon game where they use the word cringy.
Yeah. Anyway, about the LP thing. I thought I was going down big time for hacking the league point system, but they're letting me go off easy. That's great. The Pokemon League said they'll waive my debt if I do some volunteer engineering for them. They even asked me to come work for them after I graduated, if you can believe that. Director Cavell and that Gita lady kept complimenting me, like, a weird amount. Apparently I have outstanding talents or something. I mean, you did hack into the system. Sorry for calling you out here to meet like this. I'm still not so great with people face to face. I never seem to find the right words, but thank you so much. You saved Team Star, and my friends along with it. I know words won't even be enough to properly thank you for all you've done, so here. Draco Meteor. Nice.
The strongest Dragon-type move in the game. Only behind Dragon Ascent.
I'm sure.
Which is exclusive to only one Pokemon, so I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
the single most strongest dragon type move that can be used by other dragon types.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll put this to good use. And one more thing. I want to repay the debt I owe you. If you ever think of a way I can do that, let me know. I'm great with machines and hacking and stuff. So next time, I'll be the one helping you. Be seeing you then. Hasta la vista. And that, my friends, is where we'll leave off for the stream, which means next week we will be starting on our way to the great battle, the Pokemon League.
What do you mean week? Oh, right.
Today's Tuesday. I threw everything off, my bad.
You want to at least teach Draco Meteor to Sizu?
Sure. Go ahead and do that. Let's see. Let's see. Should be... There it is, Draco Meteor. Now, the question is, which one?
Dragon Dance. That's
Oh.
only a stat boosting move.
I didn't even realize that. I was like, which one should I get rid of? And it's like, duh, Dragon Dance. Alright then. But yeah, this is the team that we're going with for the Pokemon League, if you can believe that. Oh man, I can't wait. So,
see you guys.
Yep.
Wait, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, we will be seeing you next week. Until then, this is me and Mech signing off.
Corp.
See you later.
Bye.